Came here to take over the game. Yeah. Still. You know what's going on. Yeah. It's still politics as usual. Life looking beautiful. Talking real heavy. More heavy than usual. Shook the whole world up. That type of motion new to you. So it's just a throwback. Losing, we don't know that. Only give them our facts. That's exactly what y'all lack. All the people love, so they show us love back. Yeah. And Ben Worthy like 42 on the Lakers.
And once again, it's on. You are now rocking with the best. We are the Politics as Usual podcast where we cover everything NBA related and, of course, some sneaker talk. It's a crazy day in the NBA world, and I'm here with my man, Mr. Fresh to Death, Mr. Adam Carter. What's up, Jack?
What's going on, Jack? You see, I'm in my vintage Celtics gear today. Don't grind me up, guys. It's vintage.
I see you, player. We're not going to tell them how we was dressed almost exactly alike until I had to. Oh, man, those Texans would have been brutal. We'd have been dressed alike.
but like I said before we came on, there's certain people that just cannot talk to me about clothes. Don't come for me.
Yes, please.
Unless I send for you.
Yeah. Yo, today, our first special trade special coming to you on a Thursday because it was a hectic day in the NBA world, and we're going to go through some of the trades, what's happening, who won trade day, who lost trade day, who didn't do something, who we thought should have did something. We're going to talk about it all tonight. So let's break this thing down, Mr. Carter.
Let's get right to it, Jack. Mm-hmm. The trades went down, Jack. It was a busy day, like you said, Jack.
It's crazy. No blockbusters. Last year, like Kyrie leaving, that was crazy. But a lot of the little pieces that really took place, people trying to hide money because of all these new fancy, crazy rules that I don't understand about the salary cap. But a lot of moves was made. Let's go.
Yeah, it was funny. I was watching NBA TV, and they had a draft special, and they were going down the list of like different trades and stuff where different people went. And for Brooklyn, it said salaries. And Greg Anthony said, I have never seen that before.
Yo,
this says salaries. He said, I can't wait to see how salaries plays.
Oh, no, I should have been watching NBA TV today. Oh, my God. Salaries is wild.
Salaries is wild, but definitely some important moves, though, made in the NBA trade deadline today. So let's go through a couple of the bigger ones, Jack. Mm-hmm. So I think probably the biggest trade was Buddy Hield, man. Buddy Hield going to the 76ers, Jack.
Man, I saw that come through. I was like, yo, shout out to Daryl Morey. And Buddy Hield, he went there and got Sixers get him, and we get the Pacers got Furkan Korkmaz, Marcus Morris, and 3 second-round picks. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. The city of Philadelphia just gave Marcus Morris the keys to the city week and trade him the next week, Jack. That is incredible.
Yo, they probably gave him a cheesesteak to go. Like, yo, it's been real. and I was
really soft pretzel.
I'm still water ice. I'm still a little shake. I would hate to see Mars go because I like him because he's a tough guy. But hopefully they can replace him in the buyout market. We were talking earlier. They got 3 roster spots open. And I know they're going to plug those guys in. Yo, what was funny? Did you hear about who they may be looking for?
Oh, don't get me started.
Did you hear about that?
I know. Don't get me started.
I started crying.
You can't bring that man back to that home cooking. He's from Philadelphia.
You know all the spots. You're going to be in West Philly all the time in the cheesesteak line. Yo, imagine him. He going to drive Maxey crazy in practice, falling all over the place. But until that happens, when I saw that.
We're not even going to say his name. That's not even speaking into
existence. I thought about was you on that one.
For those that don't know who we're talking about Lowry, Kyle Lowry.
Not Mike Lowry. Kyle Lowry.
Not Mike Lowry, but Kyle Lowry. Talking about getting him in the buyout, but that's not official yet. But if you guys have been watching all season, you know I'm not the biggest fan of Kyle Lowry, but he does bring some toughness, and he's a true point guard, like I said a couple weeks ago. So that part of it I do like.
And I will say it to you, man. This is a Sixers' first legit sharpshooter.
Yeah, in a long time.
And I remember that team I was sick when he retired because he made the game so much easier for Ben Simmons back then.
Right.
And Jimmy, when we had Jimmy, Redick, Simmons, and Embiid, that dribble handoff was dangerous. And
that was an incredible starting lineup, Jack.
Yes. And you imagine Embiid, Tobias Harris, Buddy, and Maxey. Who else would be out there? Who's the other starter? Who would they put out there?
I'm trying to think who else they got out there, but I mean,
I love that. And what I like about it, because Hield is a good 6'6", 6'7", so he can take on those bigger guards for Maxey.
Yeah,
because I want Maxey running up down the court. I don't want him worrying about that.
And I think he's going to make the game a lot easier for, obviously, Embiid, because he's going to get doubled, and they're not going to be able to double Embiid as much because you got a certified shooter out there. I think it's going to make the game a lot easier for Toby.
Look at you. It's called Mr. Harris. Brother Harris. I'm going to start calling him Kunta Harris.
Toby.
Yo,
but it's gonna make the game easier for him, Jack.
God. And this move makes me think that they're really optimistic about Embiid coming back.
Yeah.
You don't go get Buddy Hield if it's a sale. Like I was disagreeing with some people on Facebook. I said, dog, this ain't no rebuild. No. This guy, Buddy Hield, I couldn't believe it when I read it. It said he's second in threes in the last 5-6 years behind Steph.
Yeah.
That's a lot of threes.
Yeah.
And you're like last place in threes.
Yeah, he's.
You remember why the Lakers wanted him a year or two so bad?
Yeah.
He needs threes today.
Yeah, man. He's a certified three-point shooter, man. He's gonna make it a lot easier, man. So let's stick with the Sixers for a little bit, Jack. Sixers made some moves today, Jack. So they traded away Daniel House. Today. I like Daniel House though.
Who they trade? Now that's one I missed.
The 2024 second round pick via the Knicks goes to the Pistons, and the move gives the Sixers salary cap cushion. So to get a buyout player, and they're thinking they're going to use that cushion for old Kyle Lowry.
God Almighty, him and what I really like about the Sixers is they're making some good moves because next year, whoever's going to be available, they got the cash to get them.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the last time they got a free agent, like that. That would be wild. They're going to roll out the red carpet. And, but I like House. He's a tough guy, too.
Right. Right. Like I said, they lost, like I said to you before we started, they lost a lot of our tough guys. Jack and Morris was one of the tough guys. House. And which one we didn't see coming, Jack? Pat Beverly, man. Pat Beverly was having a good year for the Sixers, Jack.
I think the way I feel about Beverly, the way you feel about Lowry, or when he's making fried chicken, Lowry's. That's how I feel about Pat Beverly. Y'all made me root for him since he got on the team this year. I had to root for him. He was on my team, but now he's with the Bucks. Oh my God, he gonna put the battery. You put the battery in Dave's back.
Yeah, that gives the Bucks some toughness, man. And you figure the Sixers got campaign and a 2027 draft pick, so that gives the Bucks some toughness, Jack. I think they were missing a little bit of that, so that's gonna help them out some.
Yeah, I like campaign on the Sixers.
Wasn't have the greatest year in Milwaukee, but it could be a different situation in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that Milwaukee thing, I still can't, get my handle on it, what's going on. But as you can see my name, I'm on the job.
Doc Rivers. So let's stick with the Bucks for a second, Jack. The Bucks got rid of Robin Lopez. They had both of the brothers on the team for a short stint. The twins, the Lopez twins, but they traded Robin to the Sacramento Kings. And they think that Lopez is probably going to get waived by the Kings, and somebody will pick up Lopez in the buyout market, Jack.
Not to make it all Sixer, but that's the kind of guy I think the Sixers need. We need a 6'11", 7-foot guy, not a 6'9" guy to replace Embiid and the backup. Right. But I just was tweeting. I said the Bucks is a team. If you have a brother in the league, they'll sign him too. And I got to take that tweet down because they just traded Robin. You know, with Robin at the Nazareth, you imagine the conversation they have on the bench, looking at their brothers get all the playing time. Oh my God, I just could imagine
the fact that they don't trade Giannis's brother. Like, I just don't think he has any trade value. It's crazy that they have a salary spot for that man.
Yo, here's what's crazy. He may have the most clout in the league, Giannis. I ain't never seen Charles Barkley's brother. I ain't never seen Jordan's brother, John Stockton.
And they said Jordan's brother at like 5'8" could get up.
I saw him do a reverse. I'm gonna send you that joint when we get off air doing reverses. His brother was crazy. I ain't never seen nobody's siblings stick around this long. Dominique Wilkins couldn't even get Gerald Wilkins on the team, and he was a decent player. Yo, he been on? Didn't he was Thanasis on the championship team? He's been on the squad that long.
He has a ring, Jack, and was on the team before they got the ring. He has been there for a while.
Still won't, they won't trade him, but
won't trade him.
Getting Pat Bev, good pickup.
Yeah, let's skip around a little bit on another trade, Jack. We got Dennis Schroeder, man, and Thad Young went to the Nets for Spencer Dinwiddie. So I'm hearing that Spencer. You think Spencer's going to stay out there in Toronto, Jack? What do you think?
I think they're getting brought out waves. Probably get waived. The Raptors, after getting rid of Anjanobi, OG, goodness gracious, almost calling one. What's my man from Star Wars? Always kills me trying to say his name, but get rid of OG, and they got rid of Siakam. Yeah, they are really rebuilding, trying to put this team really centered on what's my man Scotty Barnes. Just got All-Star team.
And shout out to Barnes. I saw today that I think he was one of the injury replacements.
Yeah, man.
Trey Young got added to the All-Star team.
The Barnes snuck in there, didn't he?
Oh man,
snuck in there, man.
Find a way.
Yeah, man. But and I think the Raptors are really gonna probably waive Dinwiddie and cutting that salary, as you said. Yeah, they're probably doing something similar to what Brooklyn's doing. And they're trying to retool that whole thing up there in Toronto. But I like Schroeder, and Schroeder, like if he gets put on like the Celtics, he can go to like a contender and be a game changer. I know.
Yeah, even somebody like the Denver Nuggets or somebody.
Oh Lord,
they lost Brown.
He go to the Denver Nuggets, they probably right back in the finals.
Right.
I can't see nobody in the West beating them with it, because that Brown piece is crucial.
You need that type of player.
And these boys that got him in Denver now to replace him probably a little too young.
Right.
In the playoffs, you're gonna need a vet.
Right.
And one thing I love about Schroeder, what he was doing to Steph last year, he was picking him up full court the whole game.
A pest.
Yes, you need that guy. So keep your eyes on what's going to happen to him. I don't think he stays in Brooklyn too long, because he has, because he didn't sign that one contract with the Lakers a couple years ago. So
Worst mistake he ever made.
Oh, he been playing for basic minimum since then.
Ever since.
And here's a rule, kids: don't always bet on yourself. Take the $20 million when it's in front of you. Take that $20 million. Yo, you renegotiate later.
What they say on Coming to America when he gave it was Boomerang when he offered him all that money for the lease. He said, "You better take that money."
But it said that that's good money.
You better take that money.
Good money. Yeah,
all right, Jack. Let's go to another trade. We got Oklahoma City trading Trey Mann and Davis Bertans for Gordon Hayward. So Gordon Hayward ends up in OKC.
Buddy, man, that's sneaky. Mm-hmm. You know what? You know who he's going to replace? Your boy Josh Giddey.
Think so?
Yeah, because he shoots better than Giddey.
Yeah.
So when
he's
I saw
a good vet too.
Yeah, oh man, keep your eyes on that situation because Giddey, when he's a good player, and they may be trying to sort of move him out because they're gonna have to pay these young boys later. Check coming out, they're gonna have to, and Giddey's probably not the one that's gonna be a priority, and plus because of those allegations, they may be.
We did not forget.
Yo, and here's what's crazy.
Not forgot.
No. Here's what I don't know what he did to get that family to keep quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly, but
allegedly,
but they didn't say anything. So they trying to something. He must have cut some kind of agreement. But when I saw Gordon get there, I said, "Oh, he's like a veteran. What they want Giddey to be, and they gonna pull my boy SGA with Hayward." Hayward probably ain't have this kind of ease. These easy shots since they thought he was going to get him with Kyrie.
Early Boston,
remember him and Kyrie? Man, he's going to get looks through Chet. They got a man. I love everything.
We talk about them possibly moving Giddey, but that's not going to happen this year, Jack. And they could possibly be a contender this year, Jack, with the team that they have.
Only thing missing, I thought, that I'll get back and not losers that I thought they should have made. They should have tried to pull that move like the Celtics did.
Let's go to the Celtics.
Big body, dog.
Let's talk about the Celtics. The Celtics traded for Memphis Grizzlies Xavier Tillman. So they got Tillman, and the Celtics gave up Lamar Stevens and 2 second-round picks, Jack. So that gives them a lot of toughness, Jack. That Tillman is tough, man, coming out of I believe he's a Michigan State guy, man.
Anybody from Michigan State is insane.
Yeah, those and we already know that,
except for Young Hogarth,
ringleader,
except for AJ. Everybody else, insane.
Right. And a couple more crazy things that happened around the trade deadline. Steven Adams got traded too a couple of days ago, man. He went to the Houston Rockets for Oladipo. I thought that was interesting. We was very excited about Adams and Ja coming back next year. Jack, I was kind of surprised to see that they traded Adams and gave up on him.
I don't know what that was about, but I don't know if he's they think he's nearing the end. Man, that's a great guy to have on your team if he's going to be healthy next year. That's the kind of big you want. Then I saw they waived Oladipo today.
Yeah, it almost seems like the Grizzlies are trying to it almost seems like a rebuild time period. If you're trading Tillman and Adams, Ja's hurt. I mean, the moves don't make sense, but I mean, there's got to be a method to their madness out there in Memphis.
And you would think that maybe they're trying to get a good pick this year, but let's say they're saying there's not as many quote unquote studs out there. But I don't know, they don't even have no centers because my man Jaren Jackson Jr., he's a stretch guy.
Yeah, so that's what he's a power forward.
Yeah, that's where their team was so difficult when healthy, because you got him out there in the wing 6'10" with Adams cleaning up everything and Ja running around. I thought that was a perfect formula for them. Yeah, but that was a real sneaky one that went under the radar.
Right. And this is not necessarily some trades, but let's talk about a couple people that did not get traded, Jack, whose names were all over the trade deadline, Jack. Murray for Atlanta. He didn't go anywhere.
You think he's upset?
I didn't understand. I was talking to who was I talking to earlier about this? I think me and Heezy were talking about this earlier. Shout out to Heez. What up, boy? We were talking about this. I didn't really understand them wanting to trade Murray. Like, you didn't even give a chance to see what him and Trae Young can truly be yet. You didn't even put any real pieces around them. And if you get rid of Murray, what shooting guard are you going to get that can get a bucket like Murray can?
And I'm trying to know, is there what's going on with their organization? Because you would think when they went to the finals, Eastern Conference Finals that year, it's like everything fell apart. Nate gets fired. Trading people. Trey's allegedly getting coaches fired. I don't know what's
right.
going on at the top of that organization, but he's a good player, DeJounte Murray, and anybody would love to have him. I think he's a slept-on player because his name may not be as big, but can you imagine him as the 2 guard on the Lakers?
Right, which we thought might have happened.
Yeah, man, his game would elevate playing with those caliber of players.
Yeah.
But he didn't get moved. Another player I knew, because of his injury, didn't get moved was Zach LaVine.
Well, I think Zach LaVine's name was linked to the great Detroit Pistons basketball.
Pistons basketball. Yo, as soon as he heard that, he said, "My foot hurt."
I opt for surgery, please.
Yo, he said, "Yo, operate, cut. I'd rather you cut it off than me play for Detroit." Yo, I thought
nobody want to go to Detroit, Jack.
And speaking of like Chicago, I don't know what their game plan is. They're gonna be stuck. Remember the Sixers was stuck when we had Iguodala, and they would be like in the 7th place, and they're too good to get in the lottery, but not good enough to advance.
Him and Holiday at that time.
That used to drive me crazy because we couldn't get assets. That's what the Bulls gonna be. You got to trade. You either gonna start over or not.
Yeah, man. So let's move on, Jack. Let's talk about some of the winners. Let's focus on the winners and the losers of the trade deadline. I got 2 losers for you, Jack.
Tell me, sir.
The Golden State Warriors, Los Angeles Lakers not making any trades, Jack. What are the Lakers and the Warriors thinking?
I think the Lakers are thinking that we still can do something with those 2 guys there. That's the only thing I can think about. And you know what? Who messed up everything? D'Angelo Russell. Oh, now he want to make threes. Now he want to throw alleys bouncing into the. He gonna wait till now. Yo, he messed up everything.
But maybe his name being sprinkled around, Jack, was the fire that he needed, man. Because listen, he has been playing lights out the last month or so.
If he keeps this up, watch out for those Lakers. Watch out. You know, the Lakers, I think the Lakers, man, people keep forgetting one of their key assets. We haven't barely seen him was Gabe Vincent.
Right.
That's the sharpshooter they needed. And I think that really hurt now with Vanderbilt being and I didn't think it was anybody out there that they wanted to push all the chips in the center of the table for.
Right.
Maybe they'll get some buyout, some players in a buyout. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if a Lowry if he don't go to the Sixers, man, wind up out there.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. It would be a nice, solid piece to either back up our boy out there in LA, or just give him
close those games. That's when D'Angelo's not having a good one. You got Lowry to put in there. LeBron loves those vets and know how to make good decisions and flop.
Yeah, a couple.
He'll love the flopper. You know what flopper here we do? They'll love him out there in LA, just throwing his body around.
Oh my God! But
I believe the worst loss may be the Warriors. I think this is a sign that they're gonna blow that thing up in all season.
Yeah, man. I think the Warriors not moving for anybody. Wiggins is struggling terribly. I thought for sure that he would be on the move. I thought that they would make a move to get them right back into the conversation. But they're old, Jack.
And Chris Paul, I thought they would try to get that contract in, man. I don't know if he's on this last year or not, but I was saying, what's he gonna do next year? He ain't gonna be back on that team.
Right. And Steve Kerr said, he still thinks that they can make a move with this team, man. And it's a perfect time to segue into our next segment.
Steve Kerr, you are a liar.
Talk about Klay Thompson. This segment is called Klay Gonna Cry When He Get in the Car.
Klay
Gonna cry when he get in the car. Did you see the interview, Jack, when they asked him about losing minutes and sitting the bench for those couple games in the fourth quarter. He said, "Yeah, man, of course it bothers me, man. Of course."
Red-faced Klay. Yo, he was looking like they lost that game. Yo, that brother. You want to talk about a guy who just blowing it? You know, with his attitude.
His attitude sucks, man.
I didn't know he was I know he was a jerk like that.
He is a spoiled brat. I mean, he comes off. I mean, you figure his dad was in the NBA.
It comes through.
You figure he grew up. You know, he grew up privileged, and he acts just like it, man.
Every time they put that mic in front of his, I know he, maybe a little snippet. Remember when he said about LeBron, said he was crying or something. And I was like, why would he say that?
And LeBron, that was the year that they came back, right? Came back from
LeBron turned that thing turned on. And people forget about that. Klay was talking like that.
LeBron said, what? He laughed, and next thing you know, the city of Cleveland is getting their first NBA championship.
And then another thing about your boy Klay, maybe he was arguing on the sidelines, maybe last year with John them doing all this. I was like,
that was the corniest thing, man.
I was like, nah. Then you gotta have some humility when you get those injuries,
right?
Because you're not and you looked up. I looked up. He's going to turn 35 next year, and those guys got wear and tear because they've been playing so many playoff games.
Right,
so he's an older player.
And not to mention those two major injuries that he had. Jack, the ACL and what was the other?
I think the ACL and Achilles.
And Achilles.
Yeah.
Those are two major injuries that a lot of players. Kobe was Achilles, right?
That's
what ultimately took Kobe down towards the end of his career. And he's around the same age that Kobe was when he went down.
And Kobe, Kobe, all those games, they catch up to you. And he would be so much better if he would have, I think the team would be better if he had a better attitude and just realize, I want to be like how Ray Allen was on Miami. Starting or not, I want to be that player.
Right. At some point, you have to just kind of gracefully, accept the fact that you're getting older and it might be time to come off the bench. Yeah. Listen, if I'm
balling now,
I'm coming off the bench. Put me on the bench, and now I'm going for that 6th Man of the Year award. Yeah. I'm going for it. I'm going to get buckets
because nobody embodies that better than Westbrook. He really he's going to give it his all.
Yeah.
And then Klay is like that entitlement, man. Of course, he was one of the best players. That's what he said. See, I was like, that's what they put him on that 75th team because your attitude, Klay.
Listen, man, his attitude is rough, Jack.
Did you hear what Draymond said in the background?
What'd he say?
He said, who the F cares? They sat me down in the 5th game of the playoffs when they was playing the Boston. Yo, nobody even asked him. He just yelling out in the background.
And this is coming from Klay's boy.
They are the tightest. Yo, he was like, he's had enough. He said, I know y'all had enough of me punching people in the face, but I had enough of Klay.
We'll move on from Klay in a second, but one of the other moments that annoyed me about Klay was a couple years ago when they were winning, and he was doing a press conference, and he had a beer on stage. It was like a Coors Light or something and he drank it and was like, I'm like, man, I can't stand Klay Thompson, man.
Cry in the car. Yo, in my last one, when he was dressed as a sailor, I said, I'll never forgive him. I'll never see him the same. Gonna cry in the car. Listen, they ain't gonna. I thought, they were talking about trading him. I said they ain't gonna trade him, but I think the divorce is happening this all season because Steph gonna look like, I'm still great.
Mm-hmm.
And when he finally tweets that hourglass tweet,
it's gonna be a scary day.
I'm running out, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So we'll see what happens with our boy Klay this summer, but he gonna cry when he get in the car, Jack.
Ooh-wee.
So coming up next week, Jack, got the All-Star game coming, man.
Snuck up on us, man.
Yeah, got here fast, Jack. So, let's give a couple of our favorite All-Star moments. That we've had. We've been watching the finals for many. The All-Star games for many years now. But what are some of your greatest memories, Jack?
I think 2000 and maybe it was 2000 or 2001 when Vince Carter was 4 for 4 on the dunks. He didn't have a mess up.
Incredible.
And that to be pre-social media and to watch that's when everybody's watching it. He was so great that the other two people, Tracy McGrady and Steve Francis, would have won in any other
year.
Because they was everybody was the top three was phenomenal, but he was so ill. They lost, and just to watch that, because everybody since North Carolina, we was watching him, and boy, he delivered.
Yeah, and Kenny Smith with the perfect commentary. It's over. It's over.
My joke is let's go home. Let's go home.
It's over.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites, man.
So one of my favorite moments in All-Star history is that first year that Kobe was an All-Star, man. 19 years old, man. At the time, I believe he was the youngest All-Star. And I never was the biggest Kobe fan, right? But always respected his game. But that first year, man, when you saw like what was to be, and he was going up against Jordan, man. They documented. Yeah, they documented didn't like that. Yeah, and they documented in the documentary for the Bulls. What was that called?
Last Dance.
Last Dance. And, when they talking about it in the locker room, but you just saw the hunger that Kobe Bryant had, man, and he was going up against Jordan, and he always knew that he was going to ultimately become what he ended up becoming, Jack. So that was my favorite All-Star moment, Jack. That was a cold All-Star game.
Jordan said, "Yeah, young boy, what he say in the Last Dance? The young boy don't even pass it."
He said he gonna make his stuff happen.
No, I said because he watched you and all your Jordan guys. He was hating on the young boy, and we saw it documented. And another moment, one I love with Jordan's last year.
I was gonna say the same thing. That's perfect.
Kobe was like, I don't care who he is. We going for that win. He ain't gonna score the last point. Not on my watch.
I believe who was the coach that year for the West that year? I can't remember. Why do I feel like it was Isaiah Thomas? Who would Isaiah
might have been on the East.
Isaiah might have been on the East. I remember them saying,
how weird is that?
Yeah, I remember them saying somebody went to Kobe and told him that, like, listen, we're gonna let Michael get this thing. And Kobe said, I will have no such thing.
The two most petty guys in the history of the NBA.
Going at each other, Jack. That was an incredible moment.
When we was young, I remember we used to tape them Jones all weekend.
Oh, my God.
I remember D Brown pumping it up. That was crazy. So shout out to the Celtics. Brown. But one of my favorites, and I don't want to miss it, when Magic came back after contracting HIV, and he came back balling.
Him and Zeke were going at it.
Oh, man.
3.
Yeah, man. It was so many great. That's when I'm trying to figure out maybe because I was young, or the games now. I don't know what's going on with the games sometimes.
Maybe so much more competitive than that.
Because they really, that's pre-AAU, pre-players knowing each other's neighbors in high school, so they was going at it. How many times we see Shaq dunk on David Robinson and them all the time? He was trying to kill these guys.
Right. And you think about that All-Star game when AI and Marbury brought the East back, man. Listen, those guys had pride. Those guys wanted to win that thing, man.
And to your point, great game. And notice they didn't have no incentives like how they got now. Like whoever wins get an extra $100,000 or whatever. They was out there balling. I mean, just the AI on the same squad with Marbury
Incredible, man.
Going against Kobe and Durant and Duncan, those squads were stacked. That era, probably that 98 to 04-ish, 05 when LeBron comes in, that might have been my favorite All-Star era.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let's move on, Jack.
One thing before we move on, and I'm surprised you didn't say it. Every time Jordan always came with the exclusive kicks on All-Star. He dropped them Aqua 8s on him. I was like, what are those?
That one year when they were in San Antonio and they had those baby blue jerseys and he dropped those baby blue and white patent leathers that are coming out really soon.
Buddy, incredible, Jack. Used to kill them on All-Stars, man. Those kicks Jordan used to drop.
Incredible.
Man, yeah. Every year. Yes, sir.
Every year.
Yep.
That's a fact. So let's go to one of our newer segments, Jack. So for real or Fugazi, Jack. So I got a couple for you tonight, Jack. All right. So for real or Fugazi, the Golden State Warriors can make a run.
Ooh, that's fake. That remind me like when Chris Tucker was with in Rush Hour when Don Cheadle and them was burning the money.
Woo! Let that dollar. Woo!
That's fake.
That's fake.
Yo, the Warriors, I don't care how many threes Steph made. They ain't going nowhere. They lucky to make that play in this year. They're too far. Like if the Lakers is in 7th, they probably about 4 or 5 games behind the Lakers.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, man. They, I don't see it happening, man.
So that's Fugazi?
Fugazi. Steve Kerr can talk that at the Bulls. Somebody was like, wait a minute. Steve Kerr said this team is special. He sat there and coached them the 73 games, watched Durant come, play with Michael Jordan, was with the Spurs organization. He wanted to convince us that this team is special. I was like, yeah, no, he won 3 championships with Michael Jordan and Pippen.
Right.
Maybe he's trying to encourage them, but he knows, like, yo, as you said, they look like an older team, and they are.
Yeah.
If I'm them, I'm trying to build and figure out how we gonna play in the next year or two with Kuminga and Steph as the guys.
Yeah. They're gonna need to build through free agency, Jack. With that new building they got, they're gonna need to.
Do you know that like that price? I think they're paying like $400 million for the team through the taxes and all that. I was like, yo, they got like a baseball salary cap, and not to make the playoffs. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, man. So let's go to another one, Jack. So for real or Fugazi, LeBron is going to leave LA this summer.
That's Fugazi.
Fugazi, okay.
He gonna stay there. Unless I don't know about the Brandi situation. Maybe Brandi probably, I would say, getting over his health issue and really get a solid year. He'll probably come out the year after. But I think he's a Laker for life, not because he's so committed to the Lakers per se, but he loves being in LA. They ain't moving no more. Bryce is coming up in LA. I think they stuck.
Yeah, I can go with that. All right, I'll give you one more, Jack. I'll give you one more. The Denver Nuggets will repeat this year.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. but here's what's crazy: if they get a Bruce Brown, Schroeder type, I think they make it sneak out of the West because I don't think the Clippers can beat them.
Yeah.
And the Clippers are going to have issues. Even if they play the Lakers, I think in the 7-game series, those bigs, having those level of bigs make too much of a difference for the Clippers.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
I still don't. It's tough to beat. And we saw that last year. If you get Anthony Davis playing defense, it's hard. The only people that's going to beat Anthony Davis or an Embiid is a Joker. Like those three, I think, and Giannis, those 4 are game changers. You need one of those. And but if they get a if Bruce Brown winds up on that team, like you said, buddy, I think they could. But so I'm gonna say Fugazi for now. It's a lot of F's.
All right, let's move on to my man Ricky Middleton's favorite segment of the week. He said, "I need a T-shirt that says that's a fact, Jack stat of the week on it." I got a very random. That's a fact, Jack stat of the week. All right, so in the 1977 NBA draft, Jack,
77.
Kansas City Kings, now the Sacramento Kings.
Kansas City Kings.
Back then, they had a lot more rounds than they have now with the 139th pick.
139th pick.
Like football. Round. Who did the Sacramento Kings or the what were they called back then? The Kansas City Kings. Who did the draft with the 139th pick?
How did they think a team in Kansas City was going to work?
Basketball. Who did they draft, Jack?
Is somebody good? 139.
It depends on how you look at it. They drafted Bruce Jenner. Now Caitlyn Jenner with the 139th pick in the NBA draft, Jack.
I don't know how you got that one.
It took some digging, Jack.
Yo, to get that, you must have sold your soul to the Kardashians like the rest of them people did. Yo, he played ball. She played ball.
Listen,
yo, I know Bruce back in the day was incredible. Winnie's box.
He was an athlete.
I didn't know basketball.
He was an athlete. He got drafted in the NBA draft, Jack. So that is a very weird and strange. That's a fact, Jack, stat of the week. But
see, now you will send me down a rabbit hole tonight.
It is in fact a stat. All right, Jack. So this is a really big night, Jack. Today's date is 2/8/24, and the Los Angeles Lakers picked this special date to unveil the Kobe statue. So right before we came on, we watched the ceremony, and they unveiled a new statue that will be going in front of what's it, Crypto now? The Crypto Center now?
Ooh, that's a wild name.
Yeah, Crypto Center now. And Vanessa Bryant said that there will be 3 statues actually coming. And this one was the first that unveiled him wearing the 8 jersey. And there will be another one with him wearing the 24 jersey. And last but not least, there will be one with him and his daughter, which I thought was going to be fitting for today. But apparently Vanessa said that Kobe picked this first one. And if you didn't like it, tough sugar honey iced tea, as she said it. So, yeah, that was a real special moment, Jack, seeing that statue get unveiled.
Yeah, and watch see Paul Gasol there, and to see Phil Jackson. You know, Phil Jackson, he don't come outside unless it's a check. So to see him come out for Kobe, and I said, man, Kobe's career was so crazy because I remember, as you said, I was never a Kobe guy like some of our contemporaries, because I couldn't. In one of my Kobe memories, we'll get to that a little later. But I was done with Phil Jackson when he tried to slander Kobe before he came back.
Right, wrote a book, right?
Yeah, and really drug his name. And to see Kobe mature and have that relationship repaired, and to watch him come back, it's just a beautiful thing, man. And it's so deeply missed. I said, man, because it's such a tragic loss, man, it really hit us. Then you go from Kobe into the pandemic, so we really had to sit with it.
Yeah.
But to see him be, they go back and forth. Who's the greatest Laker? Him or Magic? Very similar stories. They both come out there as teenagers, stay with the organization for the whole careers, but they are, that's so rare. And see that statue get unveiled today, honoring him. And we should take pride in him, because watching him go up against Rip and see him in the area, see him, ain't nothing changed.
Yeah, the Scholastic High School sports show back when we were kids, man. Yes, Kobe was all over that thing.
Watching him in the Inquirer, he was on the cover of the Philadelphia Inquirer.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So to see that tonight, yeah, man.
What's your favorite Kobe moment? What's your favorite Kobe moment?
one of my favorites is when he was in high school and Bus kept scoring on him. Shout out to you, John Henderson. I gotta find a way. I gotta find you and get this because man, I used to watch them tapes and Bus.
My man, Big Bus, though, up the West
Side. Yo, he was scoring on cold, man. But just watching him and when he came to Coatesville, and probably my favorite was when he came to Ash Park.
Yeah,
and seeing him, really, and seeing him how cool him and Rip was, even though they were so competitive. And how Rip really saw like this guy, because you couldn't tell me that Rip Hamilton from Coatesville is not the guy. And They probably had one of the greatest high school classes. Remember Lester Earl? He was a top 5 in that class. There's so many great players. But I always rooted against him because especially when they beat the Sixers that year. So I couldn't stand them. But just to see him mature, and probably before I turn over to you, my last memory is watching him be such a tremendous dad. Buddy,
perfect.
At the bar up here for fathers, man. And just watching him do that really, I really appreciated him more in retirement than I liked him as a player.
Agreed. And you mentioned him being a father, but more specifically, father to girls, Jack. I think he really showed how important it was to put the emphasis on putting your daughter and just being there for her. He loved those girls, man. And one of my favorite things about Kobe was what he was going to do for women's basketball, which he didn't have to. I thought that was really important, with him having those girls and instilling that love of the game into Gigi. It was really cool to see what he was doing. He was going to end up doing for the WNBA, women's basketball in general. I think we're still starting to see some of the after effects of a lot of the seeds that he planted. But that was one real cool thing. And my favorite Kobe moment was years ago when me and my wife went to California for Disney when she worked for Wells Fargo. And we just so happened to be out there in California when he was playing his last game against the Utah Jazz. So we're in Disney. We go to the ESPN sports bar in there and watched it on the big screen in LA. It was a cool moment to see him get those 60 points and get that win, as only Kobe could have did on his very last game.
He had Snoop going crazy. That's why Snoop was going crazy. The old LA, you probably saw it firsthand. They love. Somebody made the argument today. No sports city never ever loved the city as much as they love Kobe. Even before he passed, they will cut you over Kobe Bryant. I never seen nothing like it, man.
And they adopted him for sure.
Man, he was one of theirs, man. That's a great memory there, man.
Yeah, man. And that's it for our first special, Jack. We have come to the close of our very first trade deadline special, Jack.
Yeah, man. And listen, we're gonna do a buyout market special next week. He was left out there.
That's coming.
But as always, make sure you follow us at Politics Talk on all the social medias. We thank you. We'll be putting these up on Spotify, Amazon Music. Make sure you log in, sign in, join in, and follow us on everything. But as we close with these shout outs, who you want to shout out?
Yeah, so I got a couple shout outs, Jack. I ran into my boy TJ Boggs, my man TJ Tyrone Boggs. What up, boy? Ran into my man TJ recently. And shout out to my man Francis Fire, aka Rico, aka my man got a 1,000 nicknames. He's a painter now. This is one of his pieces. Who had a rap career was helping Kobe with his rap career, man. So shout out to my man Fire, man. He still has some of those old songs with Kobe, man. And as Francis Fire says, man, he said, listen, man, Kobe, he had bars. Kobe had bars, man. So shout out to Fire. What up, boy? Who you shouting out, Jack?
Yeah, man, listen, didn't plan on this. Be shouting out John Bus Henderson. Shout out to you, and shout out to all those that high school team that was playing against Lower Marion Coastal. Those were some epic battles. And on tonight, shout out to
Quincy Till and them. What up, boy?
Quincy Till. Quincy Fish Sandwich Till.
Ooh, there's some good fish sandwiches there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And shout out to all
New soul food.
And on the night, shout out to Vanessa Bryant, who's with class.
Humility, man. Definitely class.
And her daughters to deal with such a tragedy in public, but to really show us how to walk through, even in pain, how to really just be great people. So shout out to them on tonight.
Yes,
sir. Say something smart.
The white dog can't be brown unless it lays in the mud. Shout out to Ty Carter. And another one.
Yeah. Still. You know what's going on. Yeah. It's still politics as usual. Life looking beautiful. Talking real heavy. More heavy than the usual. Shook the whole world up. That type of motion new to you. So it's just a throwback. Losing, we don't know that. Only give them up facts. That's